get into it then, shall we?
Invincible.
So, back with the GTTCC, and tonight we're carrying on our little catch-up of commentary from the Elite One League, which is the league I've been commentating on. Somewhat slacking in recent times and not really been getting as much on. And then GT7 happened, and then another event happened, which we're gonna talk about. I'm not gonna wail on about it because it's gonna be sort of everywhere, but it's definitely worth me, I guess, pushing it a little bit and just making sure people are aware of what we can do. So that is, of course, with regards to let me get you to the right screen, to the sad recent loss of Steve, aka Bags. I'm not going to sit here and profess to be like his best mate or anything. That's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is to tell you that this man was an absolute diamond. Him and James sort of put together the We Are Driven thing, which in itself is a bit of a beast. But he's more well known for creating P1, which is one of the most tight knit communities that there is around. So there's a GoFundMe popped up. There is a link in the description. So this basically is to raise money for his family. Obviously they're devastated by what's happened as well. So we're just doing what we can. But there's not a lot we can always do. So we do what we can. So that's our links in the description. If you're able to, I'm sure that would be very much appreciated. Moving on over to the racing then, what we're all here to see. So this is Dragon Trail Gardens. This is the qualifying result. And we can have a little bit of a look at the grid. So we've got 10 cars for you tonight. Sticking it on pole in the Alien Citroen there is Jano. Then you got Scotty from Down Under in the McLaren. I was in the McLaren for this one as well. It did work quite well around here. It handled it quite nicely. Then you got Pete Gibb in third in his McLaren as well. That's the Google car. He had a bit of a mixed bag last week. Robust to Hood in the Ferrari. He's P4 with Faithless Emo's. Hopefully gets a better start this week. That's what I was trying to say. Who's in the black? Who's that? Oh, it's James. James Harbin's bike. James's McLaren. I thought it looked familiar. Then Rick, who is every now and again in the chat. So if he's around, he'll be here. So that's Rick's Ferrari. Then you've got Big Gigi Buffon's Lamborghini. Then that's got to be Walmid. Yeah, that's Walmid's McLaren. And then at the back of the grid is, and I've been butchering your name for quite a while, so I owe you an apology. But it's Pedro Talina or Talina. Do let me know if I've got it wrong. But yeah, that's your grid for Dragon Trail. Format tonight is 2 30-minute races. So we've got Dragon Trail, then Alsace Village, sorry, in reverse, I believe. And then there'll be that race that follows on pretty much directly from this one. So that's pretty much all from me. Let's get underway with the racing itself. Let me just turn that on. And do I need to put anything else on? No, the duck. We don't want the duck. There we go. I think we're good. Ladies and gents. I think we've got everything on there that we need to. Shrink that down a little bit. Right, let's get underway with the racing then. So it's Dragon Trail Gardens. It's quite a short one down to the long sweeping left-hander that leads us down to the first real overtaking spot. But the cars that get away well will probably already have moves made by the time we get there. Look out for the Lamborghinis. The Citroen will absolutely yeet itself away from the line, but watch for the cars that aren't as good, starting to lose ground potentially. Robus's Ferrari's got a good start. He's already up there past P. Gibb. Gigi's already starting to make his way up to Rick and to James, who in the McLaren is making a decent enough start. It looks like it's the Ferraris that have struggled to get away tonight, as we just saw a little bit of contact going on. What was that? Let's just run back to Tino's POV. I think he might have got a good view. So Tino goes around the outside, it's like a trailer park girl. And yeah, it was just a bit of a collision there between the two Lamborghinos. Tino Lamborghinos, Tino and Gigi. Oh, so those two having a little bit of a coming together. Indicator going on there for Gigi, so whatever it was, he's letting someone back past again. It's Jano and Scotty getting very close though down to the hairpin. A great overtaking opportunity down here as we see Rick already make moves past James Harben. Let's have a look at Rick's perspective of that. Slams on the anchors. James had a bit of a penalty, went a little bit deep, and that has just enabled Rick to potentially get a move made. But what I will say as well is James is fighting back. Now, if he has got a little bit of a penalty, he's allowed to. I'm all for him defending his position. I would say he's lost his position now, potentially lost that position to Gigi as well. Doesn't want to end up losing too many more positions, because then while he's carrying the penalty, he won't really be able to do anything about it. But he's currently in P7, leading the way though. Jano, Scotty in P2, closely followed by Mogus Thud, who's been a bit of a resurgence since coming back to Elite 1. Pigib in 4th, then Rick 5th, starting to stream away. Rick, of course, had a great race one last week. He's hoping to repeat fortunes this time round. Gigi, oh, we've got James Harben there. What happened there? Many things went wrong for James there in a very short period of time. My replay function isn't working, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. This is on board, James. Get on board with Tino. Let's have a look. It's got someone forgot their braking written all over it here. Yeah, Tino's got a bit late. Trying not to collect James, but unfortunately there was a little bit of a coming together, and by the looks of things there, Tino's waiting up, look. So it is an accident. These things do happen. I've got an option to turn my keyboards on. Evening Mark, evening Jay. Hope we're doing well. Yeah, I'm giving up GT7 grind time to catch up with these comms. I hope it's appreciated. I'm way behind everybody else, so I need to do some major catching up. So jumping up to the front then, looks like Jano's got a little bit of a penalty. You likely can see those get picked up through the first chicane. Cutting it will result in a little bit of a time penalty. Top few unchanged. We've got a little bit of a battle going on here though, between Warmid and Gigi. Warmid's been trying to make some moves. Get gone. Got the power wiper on there. It's an extra 5 horsepower. And through he goes. So that's Warmid then. Says McLaren worked well. Felt nice and balanced. The tyre wear was a bit of a killer when it started, because I think the McLaren does suffer a little bit worse with tyre wear than some of the other cars. Definitely leans on its tyres a lot more, but for the speed, it's got it. The reform McLaren is a lovely car. I enjoy driving it. See what it's like in GT7, because yeah. Oh, a little bit of contact there though between Talina and Warmid. Talina does make his way through though. The Ferrari from the back of the grid, remember, already starting to make moves up now to P7. Check back in with Jano. He doesn't have to worry about his penalty too much. He can just scrub that as and when he desires. He's not really getting any pressure from the guys behind. P-Gib has a little gap back to Rick. Interesting car choice. Yeah, mate, that Citroen's a rocket ship. A Heracron, for anyone that's wondering if you're in the comments. He's in my league, and on another level anyway, but in that Citroen it's something else entirely. Let's get my drink right up. So yeah, you'll see how the drivers tried to, for maximum time basically, is Rick's doing a bad job of that one. Let's jump on board. So this first part here, you can just ride the curb, but you want to straddle the sausage curbs, which if you get it wrong, as you can see just there, it spits you out, and he gets a little bit of contact there from the Lamborghini, and Talina gets contacted as well. So it's not worked out well for them guys. I have no keyboard functionality whatsoever. Weird. It's like it's not plugged in, but it is, because I can see it's plugged in. PS4's a weird one. You've not got it yet. I have some opinions. Not all of them are overwhelmingly positive, but it's a good game. I think the physics, etc., step forward. The fact that you can have day-night transitions, dry-wet transitions, that's going to be a game changer. But the lobby is broken. Yeah, the menu thing makes no sense to me. I don't really see why you have to grind again. Just it's forcing you to play a career mode, which I don't like. Not massively against it, but that's, you know, for people that have played GT for a while, or at least GT Sport, which GT7 is massively based off. It just seems to me like there is there's a bit of a demand that you grind it the same way everyone else would. I don't know. It's just my opinion. I'm still working my way through the licenses. I've got a couple on the super licenses I have to do. Well, it's been that long since I've raced Trial Mountain and Deep Forest. I have no idea where I'm going. Oh, there's a massive crash up ahead somewhere. Rick has he got the sausage curb wrong again? There appear to be two cars involved in this one. He has GG close behind him. So yeah, he gets that wrong there. Does he collect another car? Oh, he does collect GG, and GG, for his benefit here, tried to just get out of the way. So you're going to watch Rick get this wrong. So the first part, just a little bit deep, hits the sausage, that just unbalances his car there, you see. And off he goes, and then GG just picked the wrong way. Unfortunately, that sends him into a bit of a tail slapper. Talina, who will think all his Christmases have come at once, from the back of the grid to P5 in 4 laps. He's not really had to make that many overtakes, but I'm surprised Rick managed to keep that on track as James gets sent again by Faithless. I think at this point Tino just looks like he's got it out for James. Yeah, he's a bit late, isn't he? He's a bit late. Yeah, and he just sends James. Yeah, and in fairness to Tino, I mean, I've raced with the dude loads. He's not dirty. He ain't a dirty driver. He'll be very apologetic to James, no doubt. That incident, however, has put Rick right at the back of the grid. Starting on super soft compound tyre, that's the worst place he wants to be. Oh, the music rallies. I'll be honest, dude, I just skipped those. I do have one small claim to fame that involves Mr. Hirocram, though. In that I beat his time in one of our licenses. Because normally if I get gold, like, I'm not bothered. If I get gold and my time's only just scraped me through, I ain't bothered about improving it. Couldn't care less. But I noticed that there was a bunch of time left on one of these that I could do, and I was not far behind Hirocram anyway, so I just went for it. And yeah, it was the Interlagos one in the Zonda. I've even got a screenshot here, mate. It's embarrassing how happy that made me that I was able to beat you once. Don't go back on it and beat my time though, please, because that will just crush what encouragement I have left, you know. If you could just let me have this one, I would appreciate it. So James then have to go into the Shadow Realm not once but twice. As you see, Robust the Hood up ahead made it past Scotty. Looks like Scotty was burning a penalty there, I see. Does he just have a really... Oh, that was ropey. So the Australian then maybe using inverted upside down controls when he were going through the... oh yeah, you don't want that. It's a boot for the curb. Unfortunately, tidies that up, but it's still, the car's just not got the balance in it. Gets himself a penalty as well. Yeah, and Robust just able to slide it down the inside. Yeah, that's what I mean, Hirocram. For you, dude, that would have been no sweat. I mean, that was my second attempt, in fairness. I golded it easily in attempt 1, which I was surprised at. I don't mind Interlagos. I'm not fast at it, but I don't mind it. But yeah, I chunked about another second off my time, I think, second go around. So, yeah, really happy with that one, my mate. But yeah, I've got a few to do. Like the Deep Forest one I've not done yet, the Trial Mountain one I've not done yet, and the Spa one I've not done yet. but it's dead purely. I've not tried them. I've just not had time. Probably do be watching a bloody lap guide for Deep Forest and try them out in, mate, because I don't know where I'm going with those. But yeah, the game looks good. It definitely brings a lot of new features. Even on PS4 it's playable. You PS5 boys. Yeah, I was just going to go and have a look at tyres. Yeah, so Talina's on it as well. I was going to say that's why he's making such steps forward. Robus obviously wanting to get a lot of the work done early. Of course, he started P4. Ferrari seem to get away. They're all taking liberties with that chicane, honestly. Yeah, so he'll extend this stint. I would imagine the rest of them will be wanting off these softs ASAP and try and get an undercut done. But we have got 3 distinct little groups starting to form now, even though we've only got 10 cars. It's not necessarily always a battle for supremacy. So Jaino is leading the way out in front. No competition whatsoever at the moment. Then we've got Robust Hood. Now he's got past Scott, can start giving chase. We'll see what his lap times are like next lap on, but he might have burnt the best of his supers out so far. Scotty P3 will be trying to keep up with that Ferrari. P-Gib trying to do the same. He's sticking with that pack, but he's not really gaining on them. Talino also on the supers, so he'll want to make the most out of that tyre. And then we've got Gigi in P6, Walmid 7th, just set his fastest lap of the race as well. So he's getting in the groove now as Walmid. Getting in the swing of things. And then James Harbin, he'll have Tino behind him, and James will just be shaking every time he looks in his rearview mirror. Like that Lamborghini has sent James off circuit a couple of times through no malice. Like, I know Tino watches these back, so it's getting close. Oh, it's getting close. Yeah, Tino ain't a day. I've raced with him enough in Fusion. I'd call him out on it if he was. Oh, I was nearly very nice switch back there. Tino takes a very safe option though, sort of almost expecting James to get that wrong, and did he? The Lamborghini not quite got the legs on the McLaren in the higher speed sections. It's better out of corners. So if Tino can get this tidied up here, the Lamborghini should just storm away out of this corner. The McLaren had a better exit, but the Lamborghini's ability to just pull gaps has so far kept it out of trouble. And is James sat there thinking of a potential revenge punt maybe? No, he's thinking of going on the Sangha. He did tell me, actually, James, to not look at him too much. I'm assuming that's why. Walmid trying to make another position up. He is. He's trying to get himself past Gigi Buffon at the moment. Lamborghini's just starting to struggle then. That quadruple right-hander, as we see the first of the pit stoppers in. That's Robust Hood on the super softs. Right, so he's still got way over half the race today. I'm not too far. You forget to mention, Hiracom, that is that's the week that you didn't turn up to that one. If you were there, do you really think I'd have won both? Let's be realistic, dude. I have really been enjoying my battles though with Maniaf. Mocking weeks. I think every single race the past 2 weeks been nose to tail with them dudes, and it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it immensely. But yeah, I'll take double fusion win to my grave, mate. That's gonna be in my obituary enough and that. Going on with CV. Why do you think you're suitable for this job, Mr. Well, don't know if you know this, right? But I won 2 races in Fusion. You know what I mean? It's like pay rise category right there, isn't it? Just take a screenshot of Smoker Street. I don't know, mate. I know my place, put it that way. I'm not going to sit here ever and say, oh, I could smash you up on it. I know my place. Don't get me wrong, I'll try, and I will do my best, but I also I know facts. So Tolina pits then. So the guys on the Supers starting to really feel the understeer of that tyre, which seems a bit strange because his lap times weren't dropping off too badly. Certainly not enough to justify moving to a tyre that is, what, 8 tenths of a lap slower? See how it works for them. I mean, it's not a massively early pit stop at this stage anyway. James is going the opposite route, so what's he doing? Yeah, so he's just switched onto the Supers then. So James is doing the opposite of that. So he's done a slightly shorter stint by a lap or two on the Supers, on the softs, sorry, and he's now on the Supers. So James should get a little bit quicker. A couple of pit stops apparently. You see Tino's tyres are destroyed, that Lamborghini, because it's leaning so much on its front. And obviously using them to scrabble itself out of corners as well. Robust Hood having pitted now in P6. A bit of clear air, so by the time he reaches these guys should be thinking of a pit stop. And the remaining guys up ahead yet to pit. The tyre wear on all these cars at the front doesn't actually look that bad. So Walmart is the worst by far. P-Gib and Scotty have both done decent enough jobs at looking after them. Same for Jay, you know, he's not really having to push his tyres too hard though, starting to dip now into the high 38, so he will be thinking of when he can get himself on the Supers. I'd probably expect him in at the end of this lap, protecting himself from the undercut as P-Gib goes through to P2. So is Scotty trying to get closer with the earlier switch here? We will wait and see. James just making sure he's nowhere. Yeah, well, that might be the case, mate. That might be the case. So Rober's showing a little bit of tyre wear on his tyres already, and they've only been on that car a couple of laps, so that doesn't bode well for the remaining 15 minutes of the race. That car is just going to start going backwards. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Right then, so where's he? He's just coming out of the hairpin. Jano just going around the quadruple right-hander then. So I'd expect him in the pits this lap. We'll see where the Citroen comes out. No, he's carrying on. He's carrying on. So he obviously feels he's got the pace in that car to keep going. He's going to dip into the 39s now, 39.6. So that's the tyre wear kicking in. Whereas the car's behind him. P-Gib doing similar times, a little bit slower. P-Gib that time round, but the guys that have posted are doing, have pitted, so they're doing 37s. So has Jay, you know, just dropped the ball a little bit here by staying out longer than he needs to, or is he fully expecting that tyre to just drop off a cliff later on in the race? We will wait and see. It's kind of how it played out in the Fusion lobby. So the last couple of laps, they were detrimental to the tyres. Let's just say that. James's strategy obviously hasn't worked because he's come out right behind Tino. Same tyre strat as well. So Tino's now on the super softs. So James will be fearing for his life. We'll see if Jane and P-Gib do pit this lap round. I think everyone else has come in, haven't they? Most drivers now on the super softs, apart from Rick, Robus, Might start getting caught by Scotty. We'll keep an eye on that. And Talina. So again, it'll be a story as to whether Warmid can reel in the Ferrari up ahead. He's going personal best sectors, whereas Talina's in the high 38s on those soft compound tyres. Warmid's time at the moment was pitted to be around a, what was it, 6 tenths up, so it'll be in mid 38 for Warmid if he keeps the pace up, maybe even quicker. Stays out, does Jano. 39.1 that time out, so not much time lost on the last lap. He'd obviously tidied up his act a little bit. Guys will be reeling him in, so obviously he's still got to do his pit stop. He's got to do 3 laps, bare minimum on the tyres. P-Gib is staying out as well on the soft, so I think P-Gib's just covering off whatever Jano does. The Citroen having used a little bit more fuel as well. So Warmid 38.0 actually the last time out. It was a really nice lap by Warmid. And he is catching the Portuguese man. Not by a fast joining Kaza, but he's going to be close enough to start feeling some slipstream effects very soon. And those nice, fresh, sticky super softs will start giving him all the grip that the Ferrari's just not getting at the moment. And that should be evident through this quadruple right-hander then, as both take plenty of curb on the way in. Warmid just able to get on the power a little bit earlier, doesn't have as much risk of the car washing out from underneath him. Yeah, he's firmly in the slipstream then of the Ferrari up ahead, so we might see a move happen here at some point. Jano carries on again. That front right is nigh on destroyed now. P-Gib in the pits, wasn't willing to lose any more time. Issue's going to be is where he comes out in relation to this fight, because you don't want to come out behind it. We've just seen the shadow of his car come out ahead as Warmid does manage to get a move made on the Ferrari. Both cars near enough side by side through turn 1. Talina might not even be close enough to go for a launch back. No, he's not going to be close enough, and that's Warmid then up to P5. Gibbo now out of the pits on fresh supers. So freshest tyres on the track at the moment on that Google car, but the freshest tyres on the track will belong to Jano when he does eventually pit. He's leaving it very late. Fastest man on track, however, Faithless Emo, 37.4 last time out for the Lamborghini. Starting to pull a little bit of a gap now from James Harbin. Rick, unfortunately, has not been the star of the show this week. He's had a little bit of bad fortune. But we saw that Ferrari send the Tifosi wild last week at Monza. Unfortunately, this time around at Dragon Trail, the Croatians aren't quite as impressed. And still, he does not pit. He does not pit still. Was the tyre wear on Supers really that bad? I didn't think it was. He was on Supers that's been on him a little while. GT's been on him. This is his 4th lap now, maybe 5th. There's wear on them, you'd feel it, but it's not massive. Tino's 6th lap on them. Again, not brilliant. Rick's on the soft, so it's not comparable. James has had a nightmare somewhere. Back in the pits goes James. James had a nightmare, unfortunately. That let Rick get past him, so that might be James out of contention for this one. Scotty is reeling in a Robus. The 37.4 last time out for the McLaren. And the Ferrari dipped into the 39s. So what can Scotty do here to claim a P2? These are both catching Jaino. Technically, they both are. They're both going faster than Jaino at the moment. Who still has yet to pit. I would imagine him in, and he's got to come in this lap. That front white is absolutely destroyed. It can be, right, okay. Having not driven it, I can't comment. But he stays out again. He's going to be getting to the point soon where he's going to run out of laps. He needs to do, when he pits and puts on the supers, he'll have to do an outlap, a time lap, and then one final lap on them. Oh, he's subject to a penalty, unfortunately, so he'll have to, I think he's going to have to come in. Looking at the time, we've got 6.5 minutes remaining. Vastly running out of time as Scotty just sends it down the inside there. Robus unable to do anything about it, even with the Ferrari power, the soft, super soft tyres on that McLaren, just able to hold the grip a little bit longer around that sweeping left-hander, and through he goes. Robus might be looking for a fight back. He's making Scotty go defensive, then down into the hairpin. Nice and tight braking there for Scotty. He'll just have to park it on the apex, get his exit sorted. Indeed he does that. Robus doesn't really have anywhere he can go. Although this does, yeah, I mean, if you think, yeah, these guys are doing 37, like Scotty's doing 37 mids. A bit slower this lap because he's had to fight Robus, but mid 37s. Jaino at best now is a mid 39, really, isn't he? Just because that tyre is getting absolutely crippled, so he's getting caught. Right, now he pits. Now he pits at the end of lap 15. So, Scotty rounds the final corner. Just mess it up a little bit. In terms of Jaino, he's just got into his box now, so fresh set of tyres on that Citroen and out he goes. He has been released now, he is technically ahead, but Scotty might be able to sweep it around the outside. They're going to be side by side then coming into turn 1. Jaino with the freshest of fresh super soft tyres has just about held on to that P1 spot. But look at the advantage he had at the start of the pit stop phase there has gone. The plus side for that, the silver lining, is he can just abuse this car now to the very end. He can just absolutely rip it a new one. Yeah, so he'll get his 3 laps in, so, you know, as far as the regulations are concerned, I think it's fine, but just a little bit late, isn't it? What happened here? Is Talina going for a lunch? Well, that's a good connection, isn't it? Yeah, that's Portuguese internet for you. Cannot remember what I was doing, maybe just forgetting to pit. Maybe, mate. We've all done it. You autopilot, don't you? I did that in a thingy race once, and I had to pit for fuel. I had to limp around in like the highest fuel map and lifting and coasting just to get it right round to the, because it cost me the race, like, easily. So Jaino, now he is ahead, completes the first of his regulated laps on a different compound of tyre. You're in P7, Gibbo, so I don't know, have you? Oh, you've done a 48.7 last time out. Yeah, you did send yourself to the realm, I remember, yeah. 48.7. Off to the realm you went, my friend. Quite what happened to you. And you see fastest lap. Fastest lap at the moment belongs to Faithless Emo, 37.4. Unless this screen gives it me. Yeah. 37.4 at the moment, but there are... I would imagine now Jano's on fresh tyres. That's going to be a hard car to keep up with, so... He's probably had a lap to get them warmed up a little bit. Let's see what his sector time is. So once he starts dipping down from this hill, we'll get a sector 2 time. So now overall, as far as the lap is progressing versus his fastest, we're looking for it being purple. It isn't, but it is up on his time. So he's gonna... This isn't last chance saloon for him. There's going to be another lap or two. Scotty's just starting to lose ground. Robust might need to think about his fuel now. 2 minutes to go, so this and another lap for most drivers. Some, it's going to be touch and go as to whether Robust gets another lap in after this. We're looking at 1:39 a lap for these boys at the moment. Jano's definitely going to get another one. He does go purple then, a 36.8 for Jano. I remember that because it beat my time. This is the race I won in Fusion, isn't it? And it beat my time because I was too busy fighting with bloody Manny Aff all the time. Couldn't put my foot down. Too busy scrapping with that bugger. Not that I'd have beat you anyway, but you know. Can't remember what my pole time was, to be fair. Sorry, I'll be a drink. Yeah, so what I was saying then, not everyone's going to get a final lap in now. This is going to be the final lap for most of these drivers. See James now out of the pits and just parked up side of the road. So he'll just wait for the timer to go. There we go, he's going to go and do his final lap now. Jano will likely get another one in, 30 seconds to the flag. And less time than, yeah, he'll get another one in. It'll be touch and go for Scotty and Robust. Robust, to be fair, can afford to just let off the gas a little bit. Well, he's not going to be under immense pressure from behind. So yeah, Jano crosses the line, 8 seconds to go. I don't think Scotty's lost that much time yet. So he's going to get another lap in. For Mr. Robust, though, that is going to be it for him. Solidifies his P3. Warmid gets a P4 ahead of Tolina. P5. GG 6 for him with P Gibbon. P7 after he's off. Faithless, I punt Mr. Harben Emo. Finishes P8. Rick, after his off-skis earlier on, that very early pit stop. I don't know what he's doing here. He's putting his foot down and he's... Yeah, I don't know what Rick's doing here. Not sure. Rick, explain yourself, son. Oh, he's going into reverse, that's why. He's crossing the line in style. Let's watch it. There we go. That's Rick through. P9. James Harben will get 10th, but he will be on pole for the next race. But all the plaudits go to Jano, who, even though he forgot to pit and got that distracted with whatever we was doing inside the cockpit of that futuristic love machine that is the Citroen GT4 car. Look at this, it's ridiculous. That's he will take the win here at Dragon Trail Gardens. And the fastest lap and the pole position, so a clean sweep of points for Jano. They're not good off-roading cars, dude. P2 for Scott. Alright, so let's get race 2 loaded up, which... Did I save? No, I didn't, did I? I'm sure I added it to my collection. There it is. Gibbo saves them all for me, look. Right, so I will just get that loading. I'll give you some Mr. Bean. And I'll give you some music as well. So I'll be right back.
Looking for royalty-free music? Discover Epidemic Sound. Get the safest music.
Back then we go. First squid race this time. Let's just fade this music out so it doesn't sound as rough as every other time I do it. Yeah, so Alsace Village in the reverse grid. So the results from the last race have been flipped, turned right upside down, and we go again at Alsace reverse for another 30-minute race. So getting straight on with the action. Different cars, of course. Everyone had to choose 2 cars before the start of the season. You can hear the distinctive BMWs whining away there, but everyone seems to get away well. Lamborghini James Harben probably just gets the better there of Rick's Aston Martin. And we've got Gigi's Ferrari stacked right in the middle of it. Everyone's going to suddenly get very close together here through turns 1 and 2. Robert Hood's BMW, the cars then go light as they go over the crest of a hill. You have to be really careful the back end doesn't step out on you. Then all of a sudden you're plunging downhill again. As my controller suddenly didn't want to work. And we were 3 wide, yeah. That's what I wanted to come and watch. Yeah, you're plunging downhill again. You just have to be very careful the weight transfer. The car, it all of a sudden wants to go to the front. Heavy on the brakes then for the hairpin. Just jump on board wall mid. Get a decent view hopefully of the cars as they go around the banking. GT7 this now has an addition of a test course to it as well, which is it's a lot of fun in one of the licensed tests, it must be said. So you've got to be quite careful there not to go too far out onto the grass and into the Armco. Get the car nice and tucked in early, aim for the banner, get the power down, look for the tree on the exit. Just cut through this completely flat in these GT cars, no lift at all. Look for the curb, hard on the brakes, look for the way the track wants to fall away from you on exit. And you see where Walmid just gets it tidied up on the apex. Let's get on board Tino's Supra. This is another corner you just want a wide entry to. Cut the car in just like that. Should allow you to get on the power. Lovely on the exit. And that Supra is going to have a nice run here on the Ferrari. The Ferrari does have decent speed about it, 7 speed. But on the brakes then, Faithful Seaman might be able to do something here. Everyone nice and tidy through the BMWs again. Just don't like this corner. They just want to spin out. I was struggling all night with it. Scotty Rover stood side by side. There's one with just ahead of them as well. So you've got 4 BMWs here in a row. 5 actually, there's Jano's there. So it's almost like a BMW Touring Cup. Then you've got the Dodge Viper there of Talina and Rick. Unfortunately out the back now, and the Aston Martin's not had a great day of it. Everyone apart from Gigi on the hard, I think. Oh no, Faithless Emo's on the medium as well. James Harben for as long as he can here, really. The longer he can hold these guys up, the better. Flashing the lights there of Faithless Emo is somewhat of a trademark. James goes very wide, tries to cut the car in, but the Lamborghini just wants to wash out. That is going to be Faithless Emo then up to the front of the pack. Jano starting to make waves already. Walmid 5th, Robus in 6th, Scotty in P7 with Talina 8th now, having made up a position to Rick. P-Gib has done a P-Gib somewhere. What have he done, P-Gib? He was fighting. He was part of this BMW train, wasn't he? So all by himself, unfortunately. And that Google car had to go and search itself out there, guys. Went so far off track there, had to get Street View up and find out where it was. And now Gigi's behind Faithless Emo. They're having a flash in the lights competition here up for P1. I do notice them flash the lights, but it's never something that bothered me. It can be a tactic. You'll see some drivers will do it on the entry to corners. Again, never really been my thing. Tino's goes a bit deep there. That's just going to give Gigi the impetus to probably try and slide up the inside. James is staying with them decidedly as well on a hard compounder tyre. Now he's got Jano from company. The BMW starting to bring itself into the fight then. Technically that is a BMW at the front as well. And always Gigi gets it wrong then coming down into the hairpin. What happened here? Evening Vicar, how you doing? And again Gibbo, yeah. You know what, I think that was Gigi just trying to not hit Tino. That's unfortunately though. Fortunately for those guys, that's put Mr. Jano right on their tail, and he'll be looking to get as many positions up this ladder as he possibly can. Dropped Walmid, Robustod and Scotty a little bit, then there is a little bit of a gap now back to Talina and Rick with Gibbo. There he is. Come on Gibbo. Our host with the most. So Jano going for an absolute send there on Gigi. Makes it work though, makes the corner. Gigi in the Ferrari gets a good exit. I don't like the flashing, to be honest. It feels a bit not cricket. Yeah, you know what? It's been discussed previously in Stewart's chat, and I think in future seasons there may be a no flashing lights unless you're trying to let a lapped car know you're there and that sort of thing. Yeah, I get what you mean. It's something we're going to review in future. As you can imagine, it's quite hard to police because some people, mate, like if you drive on controller, for example. it just happens. You can't stop it. Has James fallen victim to another lick the stamp and send it here by Gigi from behind him? Looks like Gigi got the cut back in and just went for the move. And the Ferrari got the move done, left just about enough space at the exit of the corner. James didn't lose too much speed, but that is basically given a Moses-style gap then for Jano to fit his BMW into. And through he goes. Going to be a hard man to catch. Faithless Emo has pulled out a little bit of a gap. But Jano's just on another level at the moment. And Faithless Emo does have the hardest compounder tyre yet to come. So it's looking difficult. Jano's had a bit more of a fight through the traffic than what he would have had. It would have opened the field up a little bit more, but it's taken him 6 minutes really to get onto the back of the leader. Isn't a lot of time here at Alsace. And the French keep the gas. Yeah, exactly, mate. It's public service. Hope you sent them a bill. They usually burn things, don't they? That's that. I don't like that. It's fine. At the same time, it's good to have a go. Yeah, I do agree. Which is why I think we've not. Because the GTTCC is very much aimed at all levels can race in this. You know, you don't have to be some alien esports pro like here. Because of the league system and the balancing and everything else, in theory, should be welcoming to all abilities of driving and experience and stuff like that. So yeah, you'll certainly get your experience characters, and we will of course be coming to GT7. It's going to take a little while though. The lobby system's a little bit broken from what I can see. People need to grind for cars and tunes and tyres and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to have a little bit of a wait on our hands before we get any GT7 action going fully. But it will be there. It's a nice little battle here developing between James and Gigi. Gigi just makes his way through at that point and starts immediately flashing his lights. James might well be looking for another opening here. And then he'll look to overtake this car. I wish I was good enough for these courses. Mate, come on. Yeah, they are another level though, aren't they? They're like dialed into the code of the game, those guys. It doesn't seem realistic what they can do. Like I've watched like the World Tour events, and I've watched where they brake and where they accelerate and how the steering impulse work. And if I replicate it, I'm off. Simple as that. And I'm a pretty good learner. Like, you know, I can sit there and I can absorb information and act on it within the realms of my reasonable abilities. Then I can usually improve, but get nowhere near those guys. James back through then. This battle in between these two, as good as it is to watch, it's dropping them from the fight ahead, which is slowly closing up now. And it's bringing Warmid into play. And if there's probably one other driver you don't want involved in your fight, it's this guy. He will take an invitation to have a pop at you. What do you think about where you're going? Yeah, exactly, mate. If it works and if it puts people off, I'm not looking in my mirrors or even paying attention to my mirrors when it would put me off. Not that it really would anyway. Don't really care. Not that you'll be behind me very often. But, yeah. All I'm saying is if you find yourself behind me, you want to give me a little bit of a flash, mate. See as I say, Hannah. Then has lost a little bit of ground. Did have a little bit of a side-by-side with one Mr. Warmid. BMW able to make his way through. Oh, and Gigi goes doing a gibbo. Going cut in the grass. Keeps it in check though. As we see Robus take a very unconventional line, but it works for him. Gibbo already up to P9. Then Rick's had a whoopsie somewhere. Oh, he's 14 seconds down. Do we want to go back and see what happened to him? That's what happened to him. Let's have a look. This is from Talina's POV. He just lost it, didn't he? He just lost it on the exit of that corner. Which is unfortunate for Rick after the magnificence, simply, of last week. Sometimes you just have tracks you don't gel with. I had it at Goodwood this week. Comms for that to come, by the way, for this. Sometimes it's just tracks you just don't get on with. So James is now under threat from the wall mid. It's hard tyre versus hard tyre. Robbie and me last lap. The last lap. So have I just got to keep an eye on you guys for the end of the race? Is that what you're saying? Because I will do that. Just going to watch this move actually from Robbie. On Gigi as Ferrari got a bad exit then. That is important because you're flat out now until the final corner. And this is a good overtaking opportunity down here. Gigi does go defensive. That will slow him down even more into the final corner. Granted, that's Ferrari's best line of defence against the BMW because the BMW doesn't like this final corner. It wants to kick out all the time. And through he goes. James Harbin in the pits on the hard tyres then. So he's going to run a 19-minute odd stint on the mediums. I felt the hards were working well here in my BMW. I actually felt like the mediums wall mid there goes agricultural again. Yeah, that's what I mean. So what will happen? I mentioned this at the start of the race. So the BMW, as with most front-engine rear-wheel drive cars, you wait as soon as you come off turn 2. The weight in the car just goes to the back, and it just goes wavy. It just feels weird. So as soon as you go here, there's a little bump just on the inside. There it is. And then the car your weight balance just goes all over the place. And that's happened to Warmid there. He's lost 1, 2, and now 3 positions as Scotty 2 Hottie out there in P5 now in the other BMW. So it's a BMW overtake tonight. Top 2 start to break away. That's Robus and Gigi, Scotty and Warmid. And Talina now 7 for him. Gibbo battling away with James Harbin. James out of the pits now. The first driver to have made a pit stop, I think. Did I spy one other? Yep, Rick's gone in. First driver to have pitted onto fresh mediums, so he will have the rest of the race to go. And of course, anyone else that makes a pit stop, he should take advantage of that. So he could do with not getting involved in the fight with Gibbo too much. Oh dear, boys. Yeah, there we go. Right. What happened here? Right, so Walmart gets the overspeed then on Scotty. Gonna go around the outside. Scotty gets a bump from the curb. Hits Walmart. Yeah, that was an accident. Scotty waits. Yeah, fair enough, to be fair. That'll happen. There is a nasty bump on the inside of that curb, and if you hit it, you're being sent. There's no real battles going on ahead. Jano's not really pushing on Faithlessimo too much. Faithlessimo does have the medium strapped on his car, which is helping him a little bit, and Jano's got the hards. Jano has officially got hard on, and that's because there's 2 blokes chasing him down from behind, and one of them is Robust the Hood. Brakes glowing on the BMW then, but Gigi can slide. That's the advantage. The BMW is just terrible there. Robust in the pits. Warmid, Scotty hopefully not coming to blows this time round. Talina, will he get through as well? We see Gibbo slide into the pits. He's out of the pits now on fresh mediums, just ahead of James Harbin. James James, having got those tyres up to a working temperature already, might have an opportunity here to get Robertstold early on. Get that race won. That was a tough link, managed it well. Yeah. Well, which one? Same sort of issue we have every mid-race, where some drivers pit really early, some drivers may leave it, kind of jumbles up the order for us a little bit, and for at least a couple of laps it becomes a little more tricky to the casual viewer to follow, but we'll try and keep you going with it as best we can. At the moment it is Faithful Seamote leading the way. He's on the medium tyre, the softest and technically fastest available for this race. Gino, only a second or two behind him, surely. He's on the hard compound tyre in the BMW, so he's got the fastest tyre yet to come. So in theory, his race will be dictated in the second phase, which is when he's pitted. Gigi behind, who's had a bit of a rough ride so far. I think we'll all agree. Medium tyres for Gigi again. He'll have to go onto the hardest compound available, and that will be a little bit slower for him, unfortunately. Whereas Warmed, Scotty behind him don't have that issue. They'll be going onto the medium tyre when they pit, and I would imagine we'll start to see some people peeling now. Yeah, we do see the two BMWs in. Robus, having already pitted, won't need to pit again, so he'll just go straight on through. Did he do enough outlap to jump the other cars and stay ahead? Looks like he has. James Harbour also going through. Warmid and Scotty now out on fresh medium tyres. So those tyres now a little bit newer. So even though these guys have got the track position, they have slightly older rubber on board. Won't be important now, won't matter now. It might well dictate the closing stages of the race. Italiana's also been in the pits, so has Pat Gibb. So has Rick. Faithful Seamote, J-No, Big Gigi not to go into the pits yet. They have a pretty commanding lead at the front, especially these two, J-No and Faithful Seamote, who have been. Faithful Seamote's pretty much been leading the way. I've got a feeling, he's light flashing because he's doing it even when there's no car ahead of him. I have a suspicion that because he drives on a wheel, but I've got a suspicion he's got something mapped on there that is light flasher that he just keeps hitting. Because it happens all the time. Minutes of this race remain. Long to go. Plenty of time if you're getting sweaty about it. Will Jay now try and push as Gigi comes into the pits, so he's going to go onto the hard now. I think if you're Jay, you worry about this when you've got the tyre underneath you. Whether he knows Faithful Seamo's on the medium tyres is a different story though. They're not normally privy to that information. Got all sorts kicking off back here. This is all down to the pit stops happening. So Gigi comes out right in the middle of it. Scotty has to take off as he avoiding action. The pit box there just drops you right on the racing line, which is not very good. Definitely something that the track designers just omitted completely. I mean, if you're a J-No, you surely just, unless it's going obscenely slowly. The thing is, he's getting close enough now to start launching attacks. See now, J-No's just starting to think about it. He's been patient up to now. I think it puts him off more than others. Well, yeah, does he know it's happening? talks about it on his streams. Oh, right. He was doing it when there was no one else behind him. And he's never done it to me when he was racing me. Or he... oh, I just didn't notice. Probably the latter, to be fair. Either way, though. One Mr. J&O isn't perturbed by that one little bit, and it's Faithless Emo there indeed pops himself off the track and runs a little bit wide. That's going to make him slow out the corner. J&O then with the overspeed. He's going to potentially crowd him out here. Faithless Emo might go for the move down the inside again. He does indeed. These boys might be pitting this lap. Faithless Emo is. J&O, considering that lap mission accomplished for him as far as scrubbing away Faithless Emo's advantage. Probably just do a lap or two more and get himself in for some mediums. Mr. Hood then goes fastest so far at 204.0. We should see that dip into the 203s, I should imagine. 204.2 for Warmid, 205.0 for Scotty. Don't forget he had to take avoided action last lap. Gigi's last lap now is on the hards, was a 206, so a full second slower by being on that compound. Talina and P-Gib having a nice little battle here for P7. Gibbo just currently tucked up behind him, not able to make a move. Just putting his car where he needs to put it, and sometimes that's really all you need to do. Just need good car placement. The exit wasn't tidy enough there though for the Portuguese driver, as P-Gib does manage to get that BMW powered out of the corner well through to the banking section first. As long as he keeps this one on the track, this should be move done. See, that's a lot tidier, Gibbo. That's bang on, that. Rick, not having a good day of it, pops himself in the pits, and for some reason, what's going on here? Oh, is that a disconnect? What's happening there? I'm very confused. We've lost James on this somewhere as well, and I haven't seen why. Answers on a postcard if we know why James quit out. Did not see that. So James no longer in the race. It's going to be close. Oh, that is going to be close. Right, let's have another look at this. This is Faithless Emo's POV. That was a critical outlet then for the Red Bull AlphaTauri driver, while J&O's ghosted. That is the most poorly designed pit exit I think I've ever seen. Faithless Emo now does keep his advantage. The difference is J&O now has the time advantage, being on the medium compound tyre. As we've seen from other cars, it's about a second a lap. And that, coincidentally, is roughly the advantage you need to make an overtake stick. Follow my car back a lap, Mr. James. Let's do that then. We're at 22, weren't we? What happens to him? A little bit of contact there. Yeah, that's the typical, yeah, Can't be bothered anymore. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, let's skip us back forward then. Mr. Unsafe Pit. There we go. Just what Scott, I didn't notice for some reason. I miss more than I capture on these commentaries, dude. But it is what it is. Tino with from out of the lobby, I don't know. Let's go back and watch this though. This is Jano's move around the sweep. This is a tyre advantage. So Tino's goes a little bit deep. Jano's nice and tidy. Not really too much the Super can do about that one. Flashing the lights, there it is. He drifts his way around the corner. But it's Jano then in the closing 5 or so minutes. Leads the way. Spectasimo P2, Robus third then. Good race so far, Robus, flying under the radar. Fastest laps so far now switches to Walmid at 2:03.9. Scotty P5. GG 6. Gibbo in 7th with Talina in 8th. And Rick still trying to pit. Just going to probably park it up there and call it a day. Go on, put kettle on. Is that trying does Zarvik. So top 5 then, nice and close here in Elite 1. There's not really any there's not really much to choose between these lot. They're all pretty close together on track. You've then got a little bit of a gap back to Gigi, who has a bit of a lead on P Gib, has a bit of a lead on Talina. And then you got Rick, who is going in circles around the track, and he's 3 laps down at this point, so yeah, he's obviously been sat, just not sure what he's doing. So Robus has turned now to have a pop at the Red Bull car as it starts to struggle on its soft tyres. Both cars behind, 100% on the softer compound tyre. In fact, Walmid here will be launching a campaign on Robustord because his tyres are a lot fresher. Robust certainly looks fast at the moment, but yeah, the advantage is going to be with Walmid, the guy currently in P4 at the moment. Tino's doing enough. Problem is, this track's full of corners where racing hard tyres don't really mix too well. On the sweeping corners where the exit is absolutely critical. This is the main one then. Tino's exit there, not too bad at all to be fair. Jano is just building that gap now. Keep an eye on that fastest lap as it's currently 2:03.9. So 2nd to 4th, very close together. Robust just a little bit of a mistake there on the exit. That might give Walmid the gap he needs to try and get past. Dirty tyres on board Robust's car. This might let Faithless Emo just escape a little bit, unless these two work together, which, to be fair, at the moment, I would argue that Walmid is trying to purposely not put him under any pressure at all. If cars could talk, that car would be saying, go on, go get him, I'll just follow you. We'll get him together. This guy just runs on the grass just a little bit. Absolutely fine though, he's got a big enough gap to Gigi where he can make those mistakes, not really get punished for it. Rick's still auto driving around the circuit. That's done his lap 9 was 11.5 minutes. 2:03.6 now for Gino. It's the fastest lap. Scotty sorts it out. He can get on board with this little fight, you know. Not a million miles away. A little bit of a tap there on where we stood from Warmid. Innocent enough, they carry on. No real time loss for either of them. We're on board with Faithlessimo then as we go through the banked right-hander, which is immediately into a banked hairpin left. So you want to get your car back over again. Start thinking about getting that car tucked in. You can hear the tyres screaming agony then as you're fighting for the grip on the surface. You can see the BMW just starting to edge ever so closer then. As they now pick up the tow from the Super up ahead. BMW's not able to do anything so far. They're a little bit better in that first sector. That's where their time is made. Was just on the grass a little bit though. That will slow him down ever so slightly. 2:04.8 that time for Tino. 2:04.9 that time around for Robust. So the BMWs overall not catching the Super behind them, ahead of them. Sorry. And it's Warmid now thinking about an attack. Warmid definitely feels he's got the pace to take on the mighty Toyota. Robust that doesn't put up too much of a fight. Warmid through. So Gino, I know you're probably watching this and you want me to go and have a look at your car. There it is. Let's keep watching this then. We've got Faithlessimo now defending away on the hardest compound available tyre. There's a queue of cars forming behind him, looking to steal that second place off him. We'll be wanting a podium finish here tonight. With just a minute and a half on the race clock remaining, this will probably be the penultimate lap. They should get across in time to do another one. Robust again is quite tight on his fuel. Warmid can just go flat out really. Oh, Tino's run a bit wide. This is going to give Warmid maybe an opportunity. Not close enough at that point. The light flashing begins from Warmid. That looks like it might have just worked on Faithlessimo then as the back end of that Super stepped out. Hard on the brakes then. He's seeing that Super just struggle for grip. Warmid then gets just enough of his car alongside so that Faithlessimo can't quite crowd him out. He's going to push him as far left as he can possibly get away with, just to slow the BMW down. Faithlessimo, the Toyota, is a better car around this corner, but Warmid just has track position and he is able just to squeeze Faithlessimo just enough. And Tino then down to third, but the game's not over yet as they enter the last lap of the race. Second to fifth is an absolute war at the moment then. It's Warmid, it's Faithlessimo, it's Robust Hood, and then it's Scotty. Scotty has joined the chat as it's Robust Hood now on Faithlessimo. Gets a better exit out of the chicane at the start. Lights flashing everywhere. It's like a disco party here. Faithless up alongside Robust Hood. Robust gets crowded out. Faithless might well just keep this P3 yet if he drives like the Minister of Defence that he is. Keep an eye on everyone else, of course, but I can tell you there's nothing else really going on at the moment. There's no other real battles kicking off. It is all here at the moment. Faithlessimo's actually looking like he might try and go for the attack here on Warmid. Just a handful of corners left. It's Scotty and it's Robust now. Scotty's trying to get past. Robust struggling then on those worn medium tyres. Side by side the two BMWs go. Try and just crowd each other out. Faithlessimo again trying to put Warmid off. Not working at the moment. Robust was slow on the entry to that corner, but he's fast on the exit and draws alongside The Australian goes for the faster line out of the corner, then is basically looking to catapult himself out. Going on ahead, it's Faithless Emo though. Looking on board, let's have a look on board the Supra here. So Gino's got his indicator on for some reason, don't know why. Oh yeah, he just got the exit there wrong, did Warmid. That is going to put Faithless Emo ahead, and this is the last corner of the race. You can just park this on the apex, surely, because Rick's just parked on the track. Now Jano wins. Oh no, it's Jano's. Yeah, Jano does take the win. Faithless Emo second. In fact, you know what we'll do? We'll just give Jano the credit he deserves. It's been a fantastic race for him. 2:03.0 on that final lap as well. Faithless Emo P2. Ahead of Warmid in P3. Let's have a look at this Scotty v Robbie fight as well. So this was the battle for P4. So we have two separate battles going on into the final corner. And it's Robbie that just runs out of fuel. He's out of the motion lotion. I think he's safe from GG. Yeah, it's P5 for Robus. GG. P6. P-Gib. P7. From his excursions off. Mr. Talina. Week around to forget them for the Portuguese driver, but he'll be back with a vengeance next time, I'm sure. And then it was Rick in P9. Yeah, that was a mega battle. Good fun to watch that one. Right then, so what's crack-a-lacking? Let's get you some music back on, one sec. So next week, where are we at? Let's get my thing in my bob up. So the next race that I'm going to be bringing to you from this, because I'm running this a week behind basically. So the next race you're going to get to watch on the channel from Elite 1 is going to be... I don't know when it'll be. It'll just be. I'll be honest when I get around to it. It'll be from Goodwood and Catalunya. Wasn't many drivers in that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10. There was a spare that went in. Mega stint on that. Yeah, that was a bloody good drive by Tino. In fairness, it was ballsy. Yeah, he had a good round. He got pole position race 1. Yeah. So next stream will be Goodwood and Catalunya, and then yeah, just 2 rounds left, and then we start looking at GT7. So the GTTCC will resume. We will be back after this one. This one's not finished yet, of course. We will be back, and we'll be back on GT7. There will be a very familiar format, I would imagine. I don't think we'll be reinventing the wheel too much, but we certainly do want to take advantage of what the new game has to offer, such as weather and all that stuff. So keep an eye out for that. The biggest league on Gran Turismo will be back. Please do make sure you join us for that. Please do go check out the link to the GoFundMe in the description below. That will take you to this page here. They've raised 625 quid already, and this literally has been going, when was it? It was a day ago. That shows you everything you need to know about this man, honestly. An absolute legend. I wouldn't be pushing this as much if this guy wasn't who he was. An absolute diamond bloke. Leaves behind a loving family and a lot of people that just admire his work. So I've not done mine yet. I will be chucking my donation in at some point. I need to check what my funds are like, because I'm skint, but I'm not donating to it. But yeah, that would be appreciated. Thank you again for that. Well done to all the drivers. Thank you all for turning up in the face of GT7 being released as well. I know it's tempting to play the new game. I know it is. I fully get it. But we've only got a couple of weeks left. And I've posted a message in the group as well. All remaining races, sorry, this Friday, all races on Friday will be in memory of Stephen. There will be some decals posted out, and I'm going to go and have a look for them on the game actually now while I'm on. Yeah. So yeah, there'll be stuff going on. Keep an eye on the page, and I will see you all next week. Thank you for tuning in. If you have done, I know some of you have been in the stream chat. I appreciate that as much as you know, and I will see you all in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves. Race clean.